This is a look at the garden from the top. This I would like to mention. For last year, I've read 60 books, different types, novels, Western classic history, a couple chapters of the Bible, plus the Bhagavad Gita, some excerpt from the Bhagavad Gita. I've started a new book this year. A book was written, the actual writer of that book was like from the 15th century, Nostradamus. That's the name of the book right now, that I'm reading. Nostradamus was like a prophet, a seer. He made some great prediction. And you know, back in those days, 15th centuries had some great writers, like in the middle of it, when we had Shakespeare. It dropped down a little bit to the 17th century. We had some poets like Lord Byron, Shelley, even Kipling, the guy who wrote the Jungle Book. He was a great poet because I have a classic book he has written with a lot of poetry and stuff on it. You know, back in those days, we had some great writers, painters, musicians. When you think back on history, it had a lot of great things back in the olden time, the old centuries. You know, it was kind of barbaric with the type of things that they did to people and things. In the 19th century, man created the atomic bomb. 20th century, we had nuclear. That's more dread than anything else in the world today, because the slightest mistake, everything will be destroyed. You know, as the Bible spoke about, man will be self-destroyers, and it's true. I love to see certain things that man doing. It has been destructive. I got some pepper here to pick this week anyway. As you can see, there are a lot of pawpaw. I'm hoping in the next 2 months, maybe I'll sort of pick some. Here now one of the neighbor in the background, they using a whacker. You're looking at this pepper trees in between there. You know, coming back to those books on them. Back in the early days, they had some great classics, like Ivanhoe. Many different books. But I love to read. I think I pass a lot of time just reading. Because one time it took me like a whole year to read out the Bible from end to end, from Genesis to Revelation. I could never really finish that book because I'm always reading. At the end of the year, I read a chapter with John Tully in Revelation. And when you look at it, many of the things that predicted, it was written like parable, and they tell you in the real thing, they just giving it in parable. And many of them things are coming to pass right now. You know, as it said, wars, rumors of war, nation against nation, brethren against brethren, sistren, you know, everybody is just a war. And as I mentioned earlier on, this nuclear energy is going to destroy the whole world because we're living in something like a bubble. When that explodes in this bubble, there is no way to escape the fallout. Certain men thinking, yeah, we will build places out in space and go to live, but that's impossible. What you need to do now is like just plant food. Always have food because some part of the world there is famine. And as they say that the Bible tell you about the horsemen, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You're talking war, death, famine, and plague. Look at the past year, 2023. We see a lot of, we see some of the plague because look at where we had the COVID. Look how much people were killed by it. And yet man still creating more disease. They're not stopping. When will it stop? There is no end to it. I'm really just walking around this morning, just taking a few of the sights and sounds. Because I said nature at its best. You're looking at a misty morning there. You can hardly see the mountain on the other end from the one I am on. Natural mystic. These are some trees that planted quite in May last year, 2023 anyway.